Toxic masculinity.
Pause. Tell me what that mean.
Skid mark toxicity. Skid mark toxicity.
Toxic masculinity is a very real, very annoying issue, especially here in Jamaica.
Jamaica full of toxic masculinity. Me nah lie.
What that mean?
Mandeville to Galdeville.
I don't even know where to start with a topic like this, honestly.
Ooh, child. Well, this is just my opinion.
It's like visually to the public's eye, that is how Jamaican men should be.
Toxic masculinity in Jamaica. Wow, we don't necessarily talk about this a lot. Toxic masculinity.
Alright, so my perception of that might be different from yours. So tell me what that mean, because that probably too vague.
I have it right here pulled up on Google. So it says, toxic masculinity involves cultural pressures for men to behave in a certain way. And it's likely that this affects boys and men in some fashion.
It usually shows up in connection with particularly abusive male behavior, so things like harassment, homophobia, sexism, or violent outbursts.
So yeah, that's basically it. Super macho man, you know, your typical, what people would call like a strong man.
Toxic masculinity is a term that was invented by women nobody wants to to describe the men that the women do want to. No, but on a real level, right, this whole idea of being toxically masculine is complete garbage. And the reason it's garbage is because it's a first world problem.
So yesterday in Tree, I was harassed. I was there standing and all of a sudden a man walked up beside me and he was looking at my body. Like, he was not hiding the fact that he was looking at my body. He was looking me up and down, and then he steps behind me and he was just looking. I moved. To my surprise, this man moved as well. He changed location and he was following me. And he's like, sexiness. Yo, let me get your name and your number now. So I turned to him and I said, is that how you speak to a woman? So I can't tell her say sexy. Now, can you believe that this man held on to my hand and started squeezing my hand? He's like, so I not get your number, I not get your name. What go on? Let me get to know, you know. I not see you stand left here, you know. I have to left with something. This man hold on to my braids and drag it like with force. And I was just...
Toxic masculinity. That date back from like our forefathers and for them forefathers. I think that's something that no matter how we educate, I don't think any amount of those things will stop it. I think though, as women, we should assume our role and let them understand, because we're living in an age now where, listen, we have become very much liberal as females. Like girl power, break down the glass ceiling there. So women, just assume your position.
Every good girl put your hands up.
You have to show somebody how to treat you. You have to show somebody what you stand for. If you stand for nothing, you will fall for anything. And that is how a man will deem you and perceive you. So, as women, we have so much power, I would even know it.
Yeah.
Let's talk about toxic masculinity.
Jesus Christ.
Pause.
What is that?
What that mean?
You always introduce me to some concept what I don't know about.
I don't know nothing about that. I don't know a thing about that.
Lad, I'm not familiar with that concept here. Next.
Honestly, my guy, you didn't tell me we were going to get serious today. You didn't tell me we were going to get serious today.
Nothing at all. Cannot relate. You know, say I'm a puny.
Like, the egos are so fragile. You not even want to say two. You not even want to say two because it there. Like, some words gonna change. Mandeville to Galdeville. Manchester to Galchester. Like, Jamaica just full of toxic males. And you know what? As an experience as a female, it's very, very difficult to navigate on these roads with these toxic males, because them feel like, say, them have to force you to talk to them and them something there. Like, if you're not talking to them, it's an insult. And them say the strangest things to you, and they don't understand that it's insulting. Like, I don't want this dirty ass, dusty ass man come and touch me, and when you move away, you go on like you're more than me. Sir, I don't know you. That's the issue. But them don't see the problem. And I don't like that. And they just feel as if what they're doing, it just makes them more of a man. It's sickening.
I'm just personally afraid of the kids that are growing up now and the youths that are coming after those kids. My youths that are coming, you know what I mean, when I decided to have them. It's a very scary situation because we're living in an era where we as men, they don't even know if they're able or allowed or it's a rule or it's legal to express yourself. The mindset that, yeah man, me as a bad man or whatever, or you have to be a certain kind of man to be a man. You can't express yourself, you can't have feelings, you can't have certain opinions. You have to have the opinions of the majority of men, you know what I mean? That kind of vibe is not giving, you know what I mean? And I kind of fear for the youths them because they don't know who to look up to. So they're looking up to whatever's around them. And whatever's around them right now is toxic.
And I'm a real bad man, Emily. I'm not a hypocrite. That's why certain things bad man don't do.
Alright, them always say men are like breadwinners, them this, them that, blah, blah, blah. That's fine. At the end of the day, women can do as much as men can do. And that's my personal view. We probably stronger than most of them, I feel like with some men, them have this thing where, we have like power over, women, and them try to use it to belittle us. And I don't respect that, I feel like even if women cannot do as much as you can do, but still try to help them to, feel as equal or feel like, they're confident enough to do certain things. So that's my opinion.
For my independent ladies, na 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 na.
The other day, I was on the road with my best friend, so we bought like 2 bananas. We were walking on the street. I was like, me nah broke no banana put in my mouth, me I bite my banana. It's funny how you have food and people incorporating it with sex or you this or you that or man enough for bite banana. I feel like it's kind of too much or them take it too far. How can you have like a fruit and you have to eat it a specific way? So I just think it's really crazy.
Throw it out the door. Boo, tomato. I hate toxic masculinity. It's because like men can't enjoy anything. I've seen men be like, oh my god, like pedicures, call themselves alpha male. And that's why we shouldn't give men podcasts. Like them drop off mics in the black community like crack. Okay? Because not every man should have an opinion. I mean, people in general should not have opinions sometimes because some opinions are whack. But toxic masculinity is really ruining men these days. I even see it like trickle over into younger boys. So it's not something that we should condone because a lot more children are on the internet now than ever before because them scrolling on TikTok, scrolling on YouTube, and even though you have YouTube kids, them still get whipped on YouTube. This ideology of men being alphas and women should submit, throw it out the door. And half of them man can't even get a woman. So at the end of the day, it don't make sense to behave like that and it's only a mother even like you. Bye!
To the public's eye, that is how Jamaican men should be. Me for not loving, you see me? It's questionable when people, you see me, they're like, you're too cute, but it's just that stereotype, you see me, that we've grown on. You see me? I think it is changing slowly, to be honest, with the younger generation, but the populace still remains the same.
There's so much to unpack when you talk about toxic masculinity, but I feel like it's all rooted in the patriarchy, and I'm a strong believer that the patriarchy has done a worse disservice to men because there's a constant feeling of them have to be like providers, always protecting the family, which yes, they are supposed to do. Like this macho man thing is put on them, but there should be a balance like with everything in life. And I think men aren't given the opportunity to be very vulnerable because even as women, when you see men like crying or vulnerable, you hear people say, oh, man up or you're a bitch, things like that. So there's no safe space really for men, which does like foster toxic masculinity.
It's not just in men, it spills over to women too, where, you have women when they see men being, probably emotional and expressing their emotions,
then they're going to be like, oh, no, you need to be a real man and so on, you know. Dante never did do this when we did there with him, you know, things like that.
Not saying like I'm Captain Save a Ho or whatever, but like it doesn't make sense. Like I'm tired of the same conversations. Like every week a podcast come out, God please free men from podcast equipments though. And they're talking about the same thing over and over and they're having the same discussions on Twitter. Like, are you not tired? I'm tired.
It's very annoying. I am tired.
On a daily basis, what are some of the toxic things that some men would do to you?
Well, it's mainly like the call to and the comments and the forcing to talk to. And like when you say morning and then you say back the morning, because you know you don't really want to be rude, especially when it's early morning. And because you respond to them, they feel as if the gates are now open to say whatever. And if you don't respond to them, the gate them still open for them say whatever because them are going to cause them vex. You don't understand what kind of morning me I have. I walk past, you say morning. I say, I don't really want to say morning. Hey girl! Listen, it's really difficult. It's so difficult. And these men, I think it's just a cultural thing. They feel as if that's our culture. That's okay to speak to women like this and stuff like that. And I think it needs to be a bigger conversation.
See there, skid mark toxicity. Skid mark toxicity. Yeah, them can't even wash them underpants and them can't even cook a pot of rice. And the thing is, they have strength for women and they don't have strength for men. And I'm wondering what's tea, because they say all these things about women, but when women confront them in real life, what? Like, you had so much to say, and then you even see men. Like, popular example, what that nigga called Academics? DJ Academics or whatever. He was attacking Meg, and then somebody was like, when a nigga called you a bitch to your face, you were lost for words. Now you're attacking Meg. Like, stand up! Like, you be weak in the knees. Find something to do. Go outside and plant grass. Do manly things. You know, build a house, go war. Go to war and get a shot. And then we can take it serious. Please.
Why am I not supposed to show emotions? Why am I not supposed to feel emotions? Like, why can't I hug my brother? It's weird. Like, my mother never told me that. Like, who on earth said 2 was something else other than 1 and 2? Like, tell me, talk and tell me. What else 2 mean? You're silly. Just be yourself. Like, nobody said you had to be aggressive or anything to be a man. Like, you are, in your head, you're a man and everybody knows it. You don't need to force it.
It kind of just stems from how people relate to each other these days. Everybody's just trying to play this game with each other and nobody's really straight up because nobody wants to show their feelings and nobody wants to be vulnerable with each other. So I think it kind of stems from that. Specifically for men and Caribbean men, I also think it stems from just their upbringing. So, and men in general are taught that they're not supposed to cry, you're not supposed to show certain emotions. So those sort of upbringings kind of trickle into their adult life, which makes them the way that they are. It's unfortunate, but it happens.
Ooh, child. Toxic masculinity. Well, this is just my opinion. It can affect relationships, friendships, family relationships, ego as well plays a big part. Yeah, and that contributes to, you know, failed any type of relationship or situation. So, yeah.
Like, when you live here, too much, you fear. No, It's too much. You can't be yourself. You can't bite a banana. God put banana upon the earth. And you can't say come, you have to say forward. Isn't it a word though?
I just feel like people can be and do whatever they want to be without having to ascribe to any stereotypical way of doing one thing. It's the 21st century, and people can do whatever they want, be progressive, and still succeed as people, not as a role.
Hello, my people. If you like what you are seeing and you're seeing a lot, remember to like, share, subscribe. Very important. Make sure to subscribe. Leave a comment. It helps us in the algorithm. And of course, go and enjoy yourself. Watch the next video, and the next video, and the video after that.